I was playing with ATATA and Deathspade, not realizing it was ATATA and Deathspade for probably about like 2 or 3 hours. And I was like, wow, this double team is really good. Like, wow, they're like,
so good.
They're so good. And yeah, here we are. This makes a lot of sense now, actually.
Now it's coming together. Okay.
It's all coming together.
So I feel like, you know, with the current like characters on the screen here, it's definitely a lot of high tiers, and then you've got Sora.
You know, it's interesting. Watching them play yesterday, Sora has so many unique strengths in doubles, specifically his ability to stall out and to stagger with things like jab and forward tilt makes it so that the follow-ups are so natural. You can rarely actually 2v1 him. I'd say in this format, he's actually far better than he is in singles. It's kind of crazy to watch and experience. Miserable to experience.
Yeah, and honestly, I could agree with that because it's like Sora is like the missing puzzle piece to Ness in some way, especially how ATATA plays. He's able to find so much great damage, but there it is. Deathspade able to close out a stock like that off of WelfarePickles, and now going to be able to find the first stock for Red Team here. It's going to be sitting them in a pretty good position, and especially with Deathspade racking up this percentage right now, slowly getting those up airs on WelfarePickles, still not getting the job done just yet. It's just a great assistance and like a kind of asset to the Red Team here that Deathspade will be pitching in a lot.
It's so hard for to actually trap Deathspade down, to kind of pin him down as well. And as I say that, gets up tilted for a very misplaced side B, just because that ability to stall and be there for Ness is so important. And we're kind of seeing that come through here, because even those offstage scenarios, they can apply so much pressure and stall through things like the thunder, the projectiles, and overall Sora's very floaty nature.
Yeah, especially nonetheless that both of Red Team's characters are both floaties, so Ness is also floaty, so it might be a little bit of a fault to their character. However, it's not going to deter them whatsoever because, again, this is such a strong team that they're facing off against, and them themselves are also a strong team. However, Red Team's doing a great job right now at taking these stocks.
And this is kind of exactly what I'm talking about. You see Deathspade kind of just applying that very slight staggered pressure offstage in that corner scenario, and it's just so difficult to keep him pinned down, and that's almost going to be a stock for Pickle as well, but not quite. Deathspade holding on, barely. With that said, Pickle stock being at 97%, this is not the position you want to be in.
Yeah, definitely not for your last stock situation. So, right on Randy, also known as Skar, gonna have to stock tank just a little bit here. But you know what? I mean, Cloud, not too bad of a character to do that for the positioning as well. So we're gonna be finding a couple more moves here, trying to get more done. But it's just such a hard position right now when Blue Team is just being separated by force pretty much, and Red Team is just tearing them apart. So it's not a good setup nor position for Blue Team here.
If I'm not mistaken, I think, is there a C4 on that platform there? I'm not sure. It looked like there was for a second. I got scared. It might be a stock for a stock scenario going on right now. At this corner is going to be this Snake. Snake, honestly, not the best at getting out of disadvantage sometimes once he's forced to recover low like that, but managing to fight his way out the corner with the invincible dash attack is so important. Holding onto this stake is holding onto this stock is so important for him.
Yeah, and we're trying to like see signs of life there from Blue Team. However, instead, we're going to see the stock taken from WelfarePickles and an instant restock taken from Skar here. So going to have to fight back, and now WelfarePickles left to his own devices here to face off a 2v1 against ATATA and Deathspade. But again, once you're up against a strong team like this, and again, they're both covering both grounds equally, it's going to be a hard battle here.
Listen, this is what we're talking about. Watch how he comes back and he just sits there and he stalls. Immediately, ATATA is back with the Ness in order to provide the support from the Heaven platform. And they have practiced these combos so much. As somebody who's experienced them, was going firsthand, just going back and forth. It's absolutely horrifying.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
They will ping pong you back and forth forever, and they cover so much ground so well. Even the small things, like their positioning there. You notice how Deathspade is holding at the edge of the platform there, closer to center stage. ATATA sitting there at that neutral get-up range, right? They just cover everything so well, because the minute Snake tries to roll in, Deathspade's going to be there with a dash attack, knocks him right back to the corner. If he tries to neutral get-up, ATATA's going to be right there with the down tilt with the nairs and the super safe pressure. And if he jumps, he's not going to be able to get down on the platform either. So it just puts you in, they put you in so many scenarios to such good positional decisions that allow you to be able to just punish literally everything in specifically those situations. That's what makes their team so good. And they haven't even started healing each other yet.
That's not even the worst of it yet.
No, it's not even the worst of it yet. Like, they will knock you off stage, start healing each other, and they will have a whole fresh talk on ATATA. It's crazy to see.
And I think I was having a small conversation earlier with Deathspade and ATATA before we hopped on the mic here. They had said that during their set against Poopy and Apollo Kage that they were starting that, like the healing kind of plot line there, and then eventually it had put into a stop because like Apollo Kage had switched off of Snake to go Steve. As well
God.
because of the grenades.
I switched from my top 5 character to my top 1 character. Crazy. All right.
Just goes from like better to like best, and it's like, okay.
Here we go. Off the stage already. They're kind of split up right here, and in this corner is not exactly where you want to be. Cloud's pressure, known for being so strong when you're in this corner scenario. Gonna fight his way out with that PK fire though, and those thunders keeping them up in the air. Both of these characters actually not known for being able to land directly on top of people very well, so it's actually a super scary situation to be in.
Yeah, that was a nice little like 1-2 coming from ATATA there. Just landing some more damage, really racking up the percent on blue team right now. And again, we're all just kind of traversing to this like corner stage, like only this left side of stage, which is really going to be like so troublesome for all 4 players, because if you get hit by your own teammate or your opponent, it's just going to be so rough. And actually blue team taking the first stock there off of ATATA with, I believe, a C4 off that top platform.
Trying to go off for that edge guard, actually canceling that down there with that aerial there, but gonna end up getting the stock onto Bad anyway. It's gonna be a stock down for blue team. And honestly, Pickles stock not looking too healthy as well.
Yeah, however though, that's one of like Snakes' great strengths is like the percentage and how much he can live, because he can like tank so much percentage, especially that we're on Battlefield here. It's a lengthy-ish stage, and you know the blast zones are not too terrible here. So as long as WelfarePickles could keep this stock here and really amount to it as much as possible, it will be like really essential for blue team here, especially getting that up tilt kill off of Deathspade there to finish it off. So it's going to be crucial here.
Trying to stock tank, going to get that stock taken though. And you were very right though about Snake's wave being so important. He's so good at putting you in scenarios where you might hit him, but he doesn't let you get meaningful hits very often. And that's what's important, especially when stocks matter so much in doubles. Going to be the grab. He's going to look for the extension, but that grenade going to protect, and just like that, comboing with Deathspade off of ATATA, unfortunately. Bad going to take advantage of that, and the up tilt, the absolute reaper of souls that is Snake's up tilt, going to get a stock there as well. And this is looking very different from that first game already.
Yeah, up tilt has definitely been like the MVP so far of the games we've seen, only the 2 games let alone, because you know, the red team are both kind of like squishy-ish characters, not exactly like heavies, but not exactly the lightest characters. However, because of the up tilt's, you know, damage and like how strong it is, they are going to be taking stocks. However, again, blue team is just going to falter over and over against the red team, and now they're just 3 stocks down to 1.
Yes, they are, and this is what's so scary too, is because they were in a fairly good position, but then just one edge guard on Cloud was all it took, and then in that 2v1, they were to take advantage of the star KO screen, and that's all that was needed to get back to this game.
And it's also such a struggle too, because both of like red team's characters, Sora and Ness, are so good at edge guarding, and they have all of the like tools to do that. They have like just an arsenal of like how I can get back to stage, how I can recover, and also edge guard you at the same time. And Cloud unfortunately only has like ledge trapping tools, so you can't really edge guard.
No.
And if you try it, you're just gonna die.
Absolutely. The thing is, Cloud goes off stage one time, and that just might be his life if he gets this wrong. And oftentimes he's forced to win those 1v1 scenarios, but this is not that scenario. If you go off stage, one of these 2 is going to get you. What I would definitely like to see more going into the next game, assuming that they get this stock pretty soon, which, you know, I won't count Bad out, but it's looking definitely kind of rough right now.
Yeah, we'll see what... Okay, yeah, never mind. The up air is just going to get through right through the platform there. Unfortunately, Skar just not able to find his footing there. And it's just so rough, too, because, you know, that high percentage, you want to make the most with, like, the rage that you've built up. And especially how close quarters that was with both red team being on their final stocks there. It's just a rough, again, situation that, like, it wasn't WelfarePickles that was the last one standing, because I feel, in a way, Snake would have been much more capable of 2v1ing. And with Cloud, he just got stampeded on because of the Ness and Sora, and their presence are so overwhelming on stage when they both want to edge guard you. They both just want you to get off stage and, like, you know, fall to your...
Cloud very good at locking down one character at a time.
Yeah.
When there's 2, Cloud is kind of a single swing per jump character, and it kind of gets weaker in those scenarios. What I want to see more from Bad going into this next game is hanging back more and getting access to more limits, because that's how you increase that survivability, especially in these off-stage scenarios. This is exactly what I was talking about! Didn't matter. You're going down with me, actually.
You know what? Okay, we're seeing a little bit of a reversal moment here from Skar, and I actually do like that, because sometimes you just gotta go for it, and he definitely swung at it. So now both teams are down a stock, only 30 seconds into the match. Good way to start off game 3, though. You know what? This is interesting.
Honestly, cut your losses and getting a stock, that's pretty good. If you know you're going to die anyway, go down with them.
Yeah, might as well. Yep.
Okay, here we go back off that stage. Deathspade honestly hasn't been able to have a very active role in this first game so far, but that F smash when it comes through, gonna put Pickle all the way across the stage. Champ is going to do absolutely his best to try and prevent them from disrupting that 2v1 scenario, but Pickle going to burst through with that dash attack, and that's such an important tool. Oh, there goes the C4.
Yeah, right in the middle of the stage too. ATATA gonna have to kiss that stock goodbye, unfortunately. But you know, gonna try to hopefully keep a little bit of more pressure presence here, and especially with that back here, so strong, taking out Skar's second stock. And these stocks off of blue team are just falling apart. They're flying
so quickly. We saw Snake before living to those percents of like 150, 160, almost 200%. But for some reason, choosing to go all the way off stage there, when you were Snake versus these two characters, of course they're gonna just take that free stock for sure. These are edge guarding characters. You already know that.
But now we're seeing an even game here. Both teams are at 3 stocks apiece, early percentages and relatively even percentages as well. So this is really going to be the draw here. What's going to be the defining key moment for either or team that get the killing blow here, and whoever gets like the most stock fastest, because you know that's going to set the it's gonna set the tempo really well here. And if Skar's able to use that limit, there it is, the cross slash. However, not going to take the stock just yet. Deathspade's still going to hang on because 89%, nothing too high of percentage on Sora here. Although he's a lightweight, still going to live that.
And you see Pickle kind of stalling and staggering some of his pressure, looking for Deathspade to come back in, potentially. And look, there's that C4 on the platform. This is a dangerous scenario to be in. I believe Pickle's going to set off pretty quickly. Yep, just like that. An underrated aspect of Snake in the doubles meta, being able to put that C4 and kind of control space despite not being there is just so important.
Yeah, it's the presence itself of like C4 existing, because you don't want to even be near that thing. You don't want it to set off. You don't want to like be around it, because there's a chance that it'll also like catch onto you. So it's like, it's just best to avoid it entirely. But as we see ATATA trying to go for an edge guard kill there, I think even like a dare spike would have been nice there, and I think that's what he's even trying to aim for. The blue team is going to make it a much more closer battle than it is right now, and we're going to finally see a restock from red team here, actually. I think this is like the first restock we've seen from them.
This is the most they've been down, the closest this game has been so far. The next stock is going to basically decide this game. And going off stage, going so low, Yagi actually not getting that edge guard is so important. Listen, these stocks are not necessarily healthy at all. There is a possibility here, but it is rough. You're going versus 2 of the absolute best like ledge trappers in the game.
Oh, the C4 though. Oh my! Okay, that was so smart.
Looking for that kill, looking for that kill. So dangerous. That's the F smash. Wait. Okay, Deathspade has a chance here. The double F smash is an absolutely insane thing to do in that scenario.
Okay, but I respect it though.
I do respect it, and honestly, that's what you have to do. After a Snake stickies you, you know eventually that your time is coming. You might as well just go near his teammate.
That entire sequence was so beautiful by Deathspade. I really want to give him credit though, because like the amount of time you have to